So in Bethlehem of the Galilee, which is half an hour from Nazareth, there is a belief, and I spoke to people and heard it recently on Discovery too. One of the thought process is that Jesus was born really in the Bethlehem of the Galilee, which is close to Nazareth.
Oh wow!
And they took pictures from a chapel. It says in the scriptures that there was walls that surrounded the little city or whatever you want to call it. It was a small place. They found the wall. There is a wall really in this area.
Yeah.
And there are houses from the Templars. From the what? Templars.
Oh, the Knights Templars. Yeah. Wow.
So you have in Haifa too, actually.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love, I would love to see all that's so beautiful and so much history, and
Yes.
and but I would love to go there. That sounds very interesting. And where else I would want to go? I want to go to Haifa. That I would definitely want to go there. The Dead Sea, and then I would love, but not so much to visit. I would love to live just maybe a month or even a week in a kibbutz.
Well, you know what you can do.
I would love it.
There's a program. I did it.
Yeah.
In 1991.
Yeah.
I was a volunteer. It's called Volunteer for Israel.
Yep.
And you can go there for 3 weeks or
Yeah.
4 weeks, and you live on on a base. I was in the Air Force, and you do the job. You replace the job of a reservist, because in Israel, men have to serve until they're 50 years old.
Yeah.
Once a year, they have to go for about a
Women
month.
too, by the way.
Women have to till they're 50?
No, if they're, well, I
No,
don't know.
when they're young, but they
Can-
don't have to do it.
Can you
Listen,
can you
I
turn the
saw-
radio down a little tiny bit because I can't hear you guys so much. I'm so sorry.
The radio?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. No, it's not even loud, but I want to hear you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
But women serve too, right?
Women, when
Yeah.
I served in the Air Force,
Oh.
I was in the air. I was stationed at 315.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the radio. I just wanted to hear you
No,
guys.
that's
Okay,
We're
good.
not listening.
I was a radar girl.
Oh, that's amazing. But in Israel, there's a big controversy.
Excuse me, what do you think? Should I take the turnpike or 95?
You should take 90. The turnpike's going to charge you. Yeah, and I'm in no rush, so I would take. I mean, I know you were asking her, but the turnpike will charge.
No, I was asking her.
Oh.
She doesn't know.
Well, oh, okay. But there's a big controversy. I think it's been solved. But the Hasidim, they don't serve.
Right. But
But
you know why?
But now they want them to serve.
Yeah, but you know why they don't serve?
Well, initially, from what I understand, when the War of Independence, they said that as long as they went to the seminary, that they didn't have to serve. But when they made the promise, there was only 400 or 500 of them. Now there's over 1 million, and they don't want to serve.
Right, but you know why? I mean, I'm not talking.
Well, they say because when you serve in the military, you lose your they think the military is not a good place for their kind of Jewish people, is what they say.
They believe.
They're different.
They believe.
Did you hear about the shooting in San Diego at the Chabad?
No.
Today? One person was killed. There was a 19-year-old guy who came in his gear to kill
Oh my God.
Jews.
Terrible. But they don't serve. I don't know why.
The religious one.
Yeah.
There are two ways of looking at it. Okay. There is the simple ways on the surface that they don't want to go through.
They don't want to do
All the
any
trouble,
physical
and
labor.
they want to study. But besides this, there is a belief of all those that are really, really religious people. They say, well, really, the army is necessary.
Yeah.
But who stands behind all this is God. And by us studying, learning the Torah,
Yeah.
this is really the protection.
Right.
So there is a way of looking at it.
Right,
Really,
right.
When you look at events and how they happen from the independence,
Yeah.
it's amazing how it developed in such a way that nobody really could foresee.
Right. It's very interesting too because you know, here in America, a lot of people say, you know, Israel should, you know, interact with the other countries, but the thing is that they attacked Israel 3 different times, and I feel like if they don't protect themselves, these Arab countries will attack them again. You know.
Yeah.
There's no
As
question.
long as we have Donald Trump in the White House, Israel is protected. And
Oh, because Obama didn't really.
oh, he hated Netanyahu.
Obama is a Muslim. Forget this.
Yeah.
Obama is a Muslim.
Now the thing that I find interesting too is the so many Jewish people that go to Israel from everywhere. Now there's a lot of Ethiopian Jews too.
I was there
Yeah.
in 1991 in May, the beginning of May, when they captured them, brought them back from Ethiopia.
Yeah.
That there was a raid and they brought them back.
Yeah.
And my sister-in-law and I were it was our weekend off. You know, we got off for Friday afternoon till Sunday. And we were in Tel Aviv. And everything is in Hebrew back then.
Yeah.
TVs, everything. And we knew something was going on, but we didn't know what.
Yeah.
And something big was happening. So when we got back to the base, we found out that they saved these Ethiopians.
Falasha.
What?
Falasha, they
What's
were called.
Yeah.
The Ethiopian. Well, I'm telling you,
Oh,
the
okay.
Ethiopian Jews.
They are
We're called
beautiful. Oh my
Falasha.
God. They are so beautiful. They don't have Negroid features.
Right.
You know,
Chris,
they're
can
very
you see?
pointed.
This bracelet is
Yeah.
an I was purchased in Israel, and this is made by Ethiopians.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But you know, the only thing, and there's no discrimination, which is good. You know, they treat them the same, which is good. The ones though that I feel get a little bit of discrimination, maybe not so much now, but you know, 10, 15 years ago, the Russian Jews.
A lot of them are not really Jews.
No?
No,
Really?
really.
Oh, they came over. They just
They-
get out of Russia.
They wanted to get out of Russia, and a lot of them faked papers.
Oh.
They
no.
I
had
didn't know
nothing whatsoever to do. This was the only way at the time to get out of Russia. If you said you are Jewish, you were able to come to Israel.
Yeah.
So they did. But a lot of them.
But a lot of them, they had a
Oh, I
tough,
didn't know that.
they had a tough time in Israel because in Russia they were told what to do,
Right.
and in Israel they were more independent. So then they had to start. They couldn't make up their own minds to do
It's
anything.
difficult.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a different mindset.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine living in communist Russia. My gosh, that would have been terrible.
I was in the Ukraine.
My mother
Yeah.
grew up
I
there.
was in Romania recently.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not the same anymore. They have everything.
Yeah. The one,
What do you think they're trying to do to this country now?
yeah,
Communism, socialism.
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you know, and the one religion that I would love to not even understand, but at least have an idea. It's so confusing to me. Do you know which one it is?
No.
The Druze.
Oh, they're
That's a
wonderful
secret.
people.
Yeah, but this
Yeah.
is they don't they are not letting you know what it is.
They say there's like, I think, less than 1% in Israel, but they're very protected, and they're very loyal to Israel, but they're not
They hate
Jews.
the Arabs. Yeah,
Yeah.
they serve.
Yeah. They're very, very loyal to Israel.
Right.
So they're not Muslim. They just
They have their own religion and they don't really tell you.
Okay.
It's secret.
Yeah.
okay.
Strange, but yeah. And the other ones that are very loyal to Israel also, but I'm pretty sure they're Arabs, but they're very loyal, are the Bedouin.
Yeah.
It depends. With the Bedouin, it depends.
Okay, because I know they have their own military unit, which is very and they're very good because they're desert people, and they don't use computers or GPS, but they can find
Right.
the soldier that was kidnapped by Hezbollah. They used the Bedouins to track them, to find the soldier. Because and I don't know how they do it, but they
I'll tell you how they do it.
Yeah.
They observe things that you and I are going to be in the terrain and not know.
yeah
Like
Yeah.
And also they have like a different way of looking at stuff. My husband, so
Yeah.
when you ask the man what is the distance
Yeah.
from here to whatever, so his answer would be 3 cigarettes.
Huh. Wow.
Like the times that it would take
Yeah.
one person to smoke
3 cigarettes.
3
That's so
cigarettes.
funny.
Yeah.
But it's a different, it's like
But you know what I feel bad too is Gaza. Before Gaza was given to the Palestinians, Jews lived there, and they expelled them.
well, not Gaza. It's safe, but it's an area.
Well, in what is it? Is it Eunice? There's a
Eunice?
yeah. There was a Jewish settlement there,
This is
and
that's a lot.
the IDF expelled them.
Yeah. How come you know so much?
Oh, I love reading. And
He's a lawyer.
yeah, and
Okay.
but you know that it's the IDF is it's ironic because you saw the IDF beating up these these Jewish people that lived in Eunice there, but because I think that was the Clinton years. They had said that they were going to give Gaza and the West. They gave a big chunk. Arafat. They gave Arafat 97% of what he wanted. If he would have signed, they would have been done. They would have been great. They didn't sign. He had 97% of what he was asking for. They didn't sign because they feel that I almost feel like they feel Israel shouldn't exist.
Oh, of course
Not
they do.
almost, they do.
They do.
Yeah.
Absolutely do. Oh, and today I was reading in the New York Post.
Oh, that's such a good newspaper. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the Times though.
No, Times is very anti-Semitic. And,
Yeah.
And they, you don't get the real news.
Right.
But they're starting to do things now lately. But they apologized because in their international paper there was a cartoon.
Yeah.
Did you read about it?
No.
Okay, and it was Netanyahu's head with the Star of David around it on
Yeah.
on a dog's.
Oh, that's terrible.
And Trump walking him.
Who put this picture on? What?
The Post. Here,
Oh,
if you
oh my
want
God.
it. Do you get the Post on? I have it in my email.
Okay. No, but that's terrible. That's awful.
Yeah.
That's terrible. But it's I don't know. It's that's outrageous. I'm shocked that they did that. But well, and the worst country though, the most anti-Semitic country is Iran. Terrible.
Oh, they hate us. We hate them.
Iran said that they want to push Israel into the ocean. I mean that's not obviously possible, but if there was, they would do it. And
The Syrian at the time were
Here,
the
Chris,
worst.
you
Yeah.
look down. Scroll down until you see the New York Post,
yeah.
and then
But not traditional.
what?
Iran is not traditional.
Oh, I see.
They held
Do you see the Post?
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, I see it. That's awful.
You see the cartoon?
Yeah, I see it. That's terrible.
Yeah, look.
That's so disrespectful. That's terrible. Well, the Nazis did that too, But you don't expect that from. That's terrible. But Israel's done so much. Whenever there's natural disasters and
They're the first ones there.
yeah, oh yeah,
Always.
and it's such a small. The thing is, the people here don't understand how small it is. They think it's a big country. It's not.
Right. You're right.
It's very small, and the one thing though that I didn't like about Barak, what was his first name? Ehud Barak, was that he was thinking about returning the Golan Heights to Syria, which would be a horrendous mistake, because the Golan Heights, because that is what keeps Syria from attacking Israel. That spot.
Right.
If you give that back, that's foolish, But the what party is that? It's not the conservative. The other party, it was the liberal. Likud is the conservative one, right?
Is the conservative.
Right. Well, the other one that hasn't won in forever.
And they're getting like the party, like the Democratic Party here.
Yeah.
They're getting very, very liberal, very
Yeah.
close.
Well, the other one that was very good, that was better than Netanyahu was Sharon.
Yes.
Very good, very good. But the thing is that he died. He died. He died, and then the other one that he's okay. He's okay, but he's a little soft. Is Shimon Peres? He's a little soft, but he's okay. He died too. But the thing is, he was the president forever. But in America, they don't understand that the president in Israel has no power. It's the prime minister. But yeah, it's a figurehead. But he was a good, he was good. He was in charge of the with the United Nations too for a long time. But the problem with the United Nations, though, sometimes like Hamas and groups like that, they use the they do their dirty work behind. Who's that?
Golda Meir.
Oh yeah, of course. But that was a long time ago. But yeah, of course. Yeah.
She wasn't.
No.
Why do you say that?
Why I'm saying it? Because Golda Meir made a deal with Kissinger that resulted in thousands young men's lives.
Really?
Yeah. Horrible.
With the 7-Day War?
No, it's after this. Milchemet Yom Kippur. It's a Kippur.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's on her hands. They accused whoever.
I had no idea.
They said that if the Arabs will be able to attack one time, to win one war one time, then their pride is going to be restored and they are going to deal with Israel. And she agreed to stay and not to do anything. And instead of taking the tanks at least and bringing them where they needed to be, they left everything. The Syrian came in. They could have taken over the whole country like this because nothing was done. The only reason that they didn't was because they were under the Russian doctrine, which was you send your troops where you can protect them. You don't get out of your own ability to fire. And by the time the tanks were taken out and came where they were supposed to start fighting, you had to change the engine. It was a disaster.
Excuse me. Yeah, Christian, I have the seat in the back.
Yeah.
So you can pull that down if you have a drink or anything.
Oh no, it's okay. No, I already drank it. I had water. I drank it already. Thank you. But yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, and to attack during Yom Kippur, the Arab countries were very cruel, and But I think though that with Trump they should be good, but who knows? If the other guy, it's ironic though. He's Jewish, but he doesn't seem to like Israel as Bernie Sanders.
Oh, he's terrible. He's a communist. Well, okay.
Yeah.
There's a group of people. They're like Reform Jews.
Yeah.
And they have sympathy for the Palestinians.
Yeah.
And they all belong to J Street, and J Street is an anti-Semitic. They try to tell you that they're Jewish, but it's very anti-Semitic. So they've been around.
What is it called?
J Street. Check it out.
J Street?
J Street, yeah. It's right.
Oh, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, they are Palestinian sympathizers, and they think that Israel is wrong. And even have.
But the Palestinians have it very good. I don't understand. What's their problem exactly?
The problem is they're getting red as shame. They need to have earned it. They were given the land. It was taken, and they were given the land, and they make chopped liver out of it.
Right.
Well, you know what really the problem is with Palestinian nation? That the Arab countries don't give them any rights
Right.
whatsoever. They cannot buy land, they cannot become citizens, they cannot nothing.
Right.
The leaders in the West Bank and Gaza were corrupt. I mean, Yasser Arafat got so much money, what did he do with it? Or
Right.
in Switzerland, in his personal account. So they manipulate them, they use them.
They said he died from AIDS.
From AIDS, really? Oh no. Was he? I mean, was he
He was gay.
gay? Yeah.
But this was not, the problem was not that he was gay, the
Right.
problem was that he was a very corrupt manipulator.
I thought it was so strange that he won the Nobel Peace Prize.
I know.
And when he wears the shmata on, when they wear the shmata on
Yeah.
It was called the tablecloth, the Italian table.
Yeah.
The red and white check.
Yeah. But he was a terrorist for a long time.
I'm sure.
But then they legitimized him. So,
Yeah.
Now I have a friend who in Kentucky is a teacher, a high school teacher, and they teach. This is very interesting, but they teach that Arafat was the same thing as Nelson Mandela. And they say that now Nelson Mandela is a terrorist too, but that's not how they teach it. They make them seem like they're Martin Luther King people. Like
I never liked him. I never.
Who's
felt
that?
Nelson Mandela.
Well, he was a terrorist too.
I always thought he hated Jews.
Well, I mean, he set bombs and he was very close to the communists in South Africa.
Yeah.
So I mean, he wasn't. Martin Luther King is a whole different story, but the schools, when they teach a certain way, the students, they listen. They think the teachers, they don't think the teachers have an agenda, but they do. So, and
Tammy, we're going out tonight.
Yeah.
We were supposed to go out, and I said no. I'm
Yeah.
gonna drive over. We were supposed to go out earlier.
yeah, well, when you drop me off, you can get coffee or something,
Yeah,
or.
we'll do something. We'll start driving home though, towards home.
But I would probably turn the app off unless it's going back in the direction of Boca, because who knows, you might end up in South Beach. I mean, you just keep going farther south.
Yeah, but I have her with me, so I might accept it, but then call them up and ask them if they mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Messenger.
They shouldn't mind.
So.
They shouldn't mind. But it's interesting, and I also when I went to University of Florida, the one thing I feel bad about, I have a lot of Jewish friends that they're Jewish. They were raised Jewish, but and you both would probably consider them Jewish, I would think. But the Orthodox, well, maybe you're Orthodox, I don't know. But
I'm not Orthodox.
yeah, I would have thought conservative, but maybe you're Orthodox, I don't know, because they also have modern Orthodox, which you don't know. But the really hardcore Orthodox wouldn't consider them Jewish, because even though they were raised Jewish, the mother's not Jewish, the father's Jewish.
Right, but Reform considers if the father's Jewish, you're Jewish.
Right, but not the Orthodox though.
Not the Orthodox, conservatives too. And I'm a Kabbalist.
Yeah.
So I'm not a conservative Jew anymore. I used to be.
But you're in an interesting boat too, because a lot of the Orthodox, when it comes to the Kabbalah, they're a little, they're a little
Right.
on the fence about it. Yeah.
Well, but now you know what? Because they never had the Zohar for people, and they're afraid.
In Malsha, it's not true. It's not true that they didn't have.
They had the Zohar, but not for us to look at it. They didn't know the power. They knew the power of the Zohar. They said that you could get crazy if you study it. But you have to. Orthodox Jews you've got to be a male, at least 42 years old, and married to study the Zohar.
But the Kabbalah Center doesn't touch.
But they're
doesn't
not
touch
right.
the parts that they
They're
don't
teaching
want.
you.
What they are teaching is harmless.
And we have Jews and non-Jews there.
Right.
And you should go over to the one in Aventura. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, you know who gave it a lot of buzz was Madonna. I think she studied it for quite some time.
I'm not so proud of her though.
Well, she's a little.
I mean, anyone who walks around with a female organ on their head.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just read something about her yesterday. That she's got a new album out, and, and she's going back and go. Why is she's 60 years old? So why is she still wearing clothes, her entertaining clothes from the 70s and 80s? She looks like an old dominant matrix.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, but some people don't want to age though. Like I remember, the one, but she didn't dress like Madonna. She was very elegant, but who always looked young was Elizabeth Taylor. Always looked young.
Oh, I just read something about her today too.
Yeah, she refused to be old, but she was very classy though.
My sister,
Madonna is not classy.
My sister looked just like her.
Really?
Yeah.
And I tell you, when Elizabeth Taylor was in her prime, she was beautiful.
I loved her.
Beautiful.
But they said, okay, I read something about Andy Rooney today.
Yeah.
That Mickey Rooney.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Not Andy Rooney.
Yeah.
What is it? Sunday night. Mickey Rooney wore out his casting couch.
Really?
Yeah, he could put Weinstein to shame. And there's a book about him now. And he had Elizabeth Taylor, who was 14 years old.
Oh my gosh.
On the couch.
Really?
Yep. And there were others. And he was really a bad.
When you say on the couch, like they were.
He was having sex.
Oh my gosh.
You know, and he would lure people in and for false tryouts,
Mm-hmm.
and they were false. And,
Yeah.
So they were. You know,
Well, I tell you, the one that I was shocked, and I'll be honest with you, with Trump, with these women came up, I knew that was a ruse, a scam.
Right.
But as soon as he got the nomination, they went away. They were just trying. There was the Hillary, that was behind it, I'm sure.
Of course.
But with Bill Cosby, though, I really wanted to, because I saw Bill Cosby at University of Florida in 2004, 2003, and the thing is, Bill Cosby but at the time it was such a great comedian because he never cursed. So he clean. Yeah, exactly. He went through, it was 90,000 of us at the University of Florida in the stadium at the Swamp, we call it, and he had us all. We were laughing, so he never cursed. Now there was one that I liked very much in the 80s. I mean, I'm 40, but I liked him I wasn't supposed to listen to him, but I liked him. But he was filthy, absolutely filthy. Was Richard Pryor. Oh, he was terrible. But terrible. And the other one that was practically a pervert was Red Fox from Sanford and Son. Terrible.
Yeah.
But Bill Cosby never cursed. But when it came out that he was guilty, and they actually could prove it, I was so depressed. The other one too, and I tell you, I honestly don't believe he was a pedophile, but he was really strange. Was Michael Jackson? Like
now I heard.
Because Elizabeth Taylor adored him. I wouldn't think Elizabeth Taylor would cavort with a pedophile. I don't know.
Well, maybe she didn't know.
Maybe, yeah, but she adored him.
Come on, why is he sleeping with these kids?
Yeah, it was so weird, weird. And
I believed it.
yeah, he was. Now the other thing, and I don't mean to be racist or bigoted, but he was also a Jehovah's Witness, and they're just plain strange. I mean, they're just very strange. Yeah, I mean, do you know that if their child needs a blood transfusion, they'll watch the child die. They won't let them do it.
That's right.
I mean, that's just ridiculous, So I don't hate him or anything, but they're also a little bit. Have they ever woken you up in Boca? Do they knock on the doors over there?
Sure.
Oh, they're horrible. They're terrible. They'll knock on us on a. Well, for you on Saturday, technically you shouldn't open the door at all, but because it's Shabbat, but they don't care about that. Even if they see the what's the little thing that you put on the door? Yeah, even if they see that, they'll still knock on your door. They don't care.
We were just talking about this the other day. My friend Andrew said to me, he said, the Jehovah, because he can watch. He goes to Boston. He's an accountant and he has practice up there.
Yeah.
So he has on his cell phone a new alarm system, and he can watch everybody.
Right.
Who comes to the house, rings the bell.
Yep.
And so he was watching this mother and daughter, and they stood there. I don't think they rang the bell. So I said maybe they were Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, who knows?
I
Yeah.
said maybe. He says they've come to me, and I've told them I'm Jewish. I said they don't care.
Yeah, it's crazy. But ladies, what you have to be very careful for now, wherever you live, especially if you live in a nicer area. If you ever get a UPS package, there's people that will come to your doorstep and steal it.
Oh yeah.
It's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the police where I live in a very nice part of Louisville. The police, they will patrol the neighborhoods just for that very reason.
Well, look at Christmas time.
Oh yeah, terrible. Well, yeah, December is the worst month because you have Hanukkah, you have Christmas, you even have that Kwanzaa holiday. It's just nonstop holidays,
Right.
It's just for a lot of people, especially Hanukkah, because you get a present every day, or at least the kids do. The kids,
Modern Jews do. Did you do that in Israel for Hanukkah?
In Israel,
Yeah, they get one every night. Well, the kids that I went to school with, they got one.
$2. I would get $2, $1. I'd get chocolate, the silver dollars we call them.
Yeah.
Wrapped in the coins.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
that's what I got for Hanukkah.
But I used to love at the Jewish houses I used to go to. I would get matzah brie.
I made it today.
Delicious.
Oh, did I make it good today?
Did you? Oh, it's very good. And there's a dessert that I love. It's what's it called? Halva.
Halava.
Yes.
Oh, it's delicious.
Yes.
Very sweet, but delicious. I
Very
think.
healthy, actually.
Yeah, I think they make it with sesame, right? Yeah. Oh, it's delicious. Yeah, delicious.
So you're on Ives. Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to Publix. So yeah, so it's on Miami Gardens. Yeah, I'm gonna go buy a couple of things, and then my parents' house is like 3 blocks from there, but I'll walk that because I need to walk a little bit.
So where are they? Miami.
North Miami Beach. Yeah, when we 179 and 17.
179 and 70.
Yeah, so
my
like
brother lived on 173rd and 8th.
Yeah, that was all when
Back
we.
of Corky's.
Oh, okay, when we moved. Oh, that's Miami Beach though. But when we moved to North Miami.
Miami Beach.
Oh, is it? When we moved to North Miami Beach in 1982, it was all Jewish, everything.
Yeah, I remember.
And then-
I lived there.
Yeah, and then we're Catholic, but it was all Jewish, and there was a few Catholics because I went to St. Lawrence, which was like St. Lawrence is about 10 blocks from where I live, and next to St. Lawrence is Mount Sinai, and there's
Temple?
yeah.
I know. That was my family's shul.
Right.
That was a Reformed shul.
Right, so we have the Jewish school and the Catholic school next to each other. It was perfect.
And that was
But
on
then-
22nd, Northeast 22nd. I think.
Exactly. Right past Miami Garden Drive. Exactly. And then in the back, St. Lawrence used to have a pool up until the early 90s, and they sold it to Mount Sinai. So now Mount Sinai has the pool. And but it's beautiful. We have fairs there and did a lot of things together. Unfortunately, they had to put a lot of fences on Mount Sinai because right around the first Gulf War, the Jewish temples had to protect themselves because they were being attacked. And now, and during the first Gulf War, they had an armed guard. It was very bad, very bad. You know, the Jewish temples always. This is why, you know, the one in. I was very upset with the one in. Where was it? Was it France or Belgium that got attacked recently? The Jewish temples need to be protected, like by police and private security. They have to be, because they're a sitting duck. You have all these lunatics that want to hurt the Jewish people.
Oh, I gotta get off at Ives there.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. But these jihadists are the worst, though. They're nuts, and you don't know who they are, you know, because they could be anybody. They hide. It could be a man, a woman, a child, or it could be like those the Boston Marathon bomber who they were American. They never lived anywhere but America, but they started visiting.
That's for the on the left. That's for the express.
Yeah, they started visiting these jihadist websites, and they became indoctrinated with the internet. The internet's very dangerous in that regard.
Right.
So.
Crazy world.
Yeah, but what I can't understand are the Jews that hate Jews. That I can't understand.
Well, the Orthodox, the black hats, like in Israel, they don't like the other ones. They don't like any other Jews.
Yeah.
In fact, when we had a trip to Israel from the Kabbalah Center, and we would go to all these grave sites.
Yeah.
So the famous Rabbi Brandwein and Rabbi Ashlag.
Mm-hmm.
Rabbi Ashlag started Kabbalah in Israel in 1923, 24, something like that.
Yeah.
So they're buried in the, what is it called? Sinai? What is it called?
I don't know.
In Israel.
But I don't know
where
that
the
was.
Holy of Holies, or the mountains,
You talk about Jerusalem.
the cemetery. Anyway, so they protect the Orthodox Jews. They go around Rav Ashlag's grave.
Yeah.
His thing. What do you call it?
Mausoleum or.
Yeah, and they pray around there. While we were there were a couple hundred of us, but we weren't all in the little building. So I was up with my husband. We were up the hill at Rabbi Brandwein's grave.
Right.
But anyway, so I see. So they didn't like the idea that non-Orthodox were there,
Oh yeah.
and the women were there. And
This
the
is
women,
what, yeah.
well, yeah,
Well, they, you know, they don't. They,
No, but
I
I wasn't.
saw them. I actually saw them start fights. They were trying to start fights, and they pushed Rachel Chasen, and they pushed her, and they all, none of the Kabbalah people, they all restricted.
oh my gosh.
We're
Well,
all restricted,
I-
and then
They
we're
shouldn't-
singing. Everybody was singing.
They should wait for them to move and then go. To them, it's an insult that the woman goes.
and I heard in the Hasidic neighborhoods they have signs they don't like cameras, no videos, and they even ask that people that don't live there not to go. Even Jews, they're very isolated.
Well, my nephew is Hasidic, but he's Chabad, and but they're much nicer. The
Yeah.
Chabad are very nice.
But there's a group in New York. I don't like it very much, but it's called Nutria Karta.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're Hasidic Jews, but they hate Israel. They burn the Israeli
Really?
flag.
Yeah, of course. Don't
Oh, I
you know it?
never heard of that.
Yeah, they burn the Israeli flag and they ask the Palestinians for
But you know-
forgiveness.
But you know why, right?
No.
Okay. Well, they go by the belief of what is written. They believe that, the general belief that the reason that
Excuse me, am I turning right or left?
Yeah, right. Yep.
that the temples were destroyed is because of hatred between Jewish people. And they believe that the one that is going to restore is going to be God.
Yeah.
And Israel was founded by non-religious people. Had God completely out of the window. They were socialists, a lot of them from Russian families, and Jewish families, but they were socialists. They had a lot of ideology, but they had nothing to do with religion and God.
Yeah.
And they believe that Israel is the holy land,
Right.
and Jews can exist without Israel, but they cannot exist if they are not going to fulfill the requests in the Bible.
I see.
So
Do you want me to wait for you while you go to Publix? I'll turn the app off.
Oh, I mean, if you want to, yeah. That'd be, yeah,
Sorry.
it's okay. Yeah, there's the next. You could turn on the next one, or West Dixie, which is coming. Yeah, I mean, if you want to, I'll be really fast.
Okay. No,
Thank
because
you.
you were nice enough to let me bring my friend.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
So
That'd be.
they are disgusting. I mean, to me too, and they're very extreme. But there is an ideology. There is a thought behind it.
Yeah, it's just
A
very.
belief system. Why? They think that God should be allowed to do what He
You know,
is supposed to do.
And you know what I'm not saying that they all say this, but I have seen at least a few, because on YouTube you can see their protests.
Excuse me, I'll turn it over here. to the
Yeah,
next one.
yeah. Well, I think that's West
26.
Dixie. Yeah,
It
if
says
that's,
26,
I think you can turn there, or
Alright.
as long as that's West Dixie.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Making it,
Biscayne is the
can
well.
you do
or
it?
Biscayne too, but you shouldn't have to go all the way to Biscayne. You should be able to turn there. I think you can turn there. But they say that this is the worst thing. The JDL. I don't know if you're familiar with the JDL.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the JDL would almost beat one of them to death. But because the JDL is very very protective. But the thing is, these people were saying that the Holocaust happened because the Jewish people were not listening to God. I mean, they're nuts. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them are nuts. I mean, to say that, I mean, that's and you would expect a Nazi to say something like that, like something that horrible. But they're Jews, and they say they're the most Jewish of all. I don't know. It's very strange.
It
You know.
happened
Let me tell you one other thing they did. Yeah, one other thing they did that was horrible. They went and met with Ahmadinejad in Iran, and they sat with him and they asked forgiveness for it. They said they apologized to Iran in the name of the Jewish
I
people.
remember.
Right here. Yeah, right here. Yeah. Yeah, they're nuts. But I almost feel like Iran pays them. Iran will do anything to embarrass Israel. And it didn't always. I don't know if it was always like that, but
No, it was not.
yeah.
This is all new.
Yeah. Well, this is what I was telling you earlier. This is Aventura now.
Yeah.
But before, this was not, because this is on the other side of this is on the west side of the railroad track.
Right.
But they're saying this is all Aventura. This part's okay, but this goes all the way to 163rd, where they're saying this is Aventura, and that's I don't know. But Aventura is getting weird because they have nowhere else to build, so they have to spread out. I mean, the only other way they can do it is this way, because then you got the bay. So, but
you know where my apartment was? It was in a brand new building in North Miami.
okay,
I think on 142nd, right by Biscayne.
okay. Oh, that's very
Back
nice.
of
But-
near Tony Roma's.
Okay. Oh, that's great. 142nd. That's great.
It was called the Carmel.
Okay.
I lived there in 1970. Oh, before you moved here. 75.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. It's really nice.
Back in 76.
Did you ever live in Israel? No, right?
No, I
Oh.
was only there twice. But you should look into this. I can give you my card and I can
Sure.
find out for you. It's called Volunteers for Israel. My brother was on the board of directors, and he lived in this area for many years.
Yeah.
And so you go there, you pay for your own flight,
Mm-hmm.
but then they take care of you there.
Yeah.
And you get the weekends off.
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
They take you on a trip, and I clean bombs for 3 weeks.
Wow.
There's all kinds of jobs. They can send you all over. You might even go to a kibbutz.
Yeah, that's amazing. And
If you go,
and this area is very Jewish because Hillel is just right down the street. Hillel is here.
But you see Israel from the inside out.
yeah,
Wow.
but you take an extra week
Yeah.
to go back so that you have some time.
Yeah.
I have a friend, the poor guy. I love him very much, but he is a I don't know if you know what a settler is, Jewish settler.
Settler.
Yes.
Settler, yeah. Well, he lives in the middle of Hebron.
Turn here.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they have a lot of military protection, but they can't leave that little military section they live in, because if they go into the rest of the city, they're dead. You know what I mean? Because Hebron's a Palestinian city, but there's a little piece of it, because the settlers are very brave.
Kiryat Arba.
Huh?
Kiryat Arba.
Yeah, the settlers are very brave. They'll go to areas where there's no other Jews, and if they can set up a community, then the military will come and protect them. But they have to set up a community, and that's the hard part.
Right.
And the Palestinians are terrible because they throw rocks and bottles, and you know, if you get hit by a bottle, my gosh, I don't even know what that would, you know.
The problem is that as they take kids,
Yeah.
the kids are the ones that throw the bottles or the rocks or
Yeah, they
whatever.
Put the kids in front of
Yeah. They give them slingshots, which is, it doesn't sound like much of a weapon, but if if you get hit with a rock that was shot at you from a slingshot, they could blind you. It could do
Of course.
terrible.
Kill you.
Yeah. It's a very basic weapon, but it's very dangerous.
They also always
Northeast 19th Avenue.
Yeah.
Mr. Donuts. Remember Mr. Donuts?
Oh yeah, of course.
On 163rd and Northeast 19th.
And
My
19th,
sister,
yeah. Now it's a
may she
Mexican
rest in
restaurant.
peace, she lived on 172nd
Okay.
and right off of 19th.
Yep.
She was the first one to move here.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a very nice street. That has some castles. They look like castles, houses. Yeah, they're very nice. But yeah, no, and it's terrible because, like you said, yeah, they use the children, and then the soldiers. It's a tough sell because they have to move them back because
they have to do something.
yeah.
It's also they always base themselves in a place that is very bad, like in a school, in a hospital, in a church,
Yeah.
and from there they fire. So
Yeah.
when you protect yourself, you aim at them.
Right.
So it looks like what?
So
How
what do I
dare
turn
you?
left?
Yeah, I would turn left on 19th, and
How
then
dare you attacking a hospital?
terrible.
You know?
Well, and that's what they do too, though. Like Hamas and Gaza, they will put the Katyushas and all that. They'll put them inside UNICEF buildings.
Exactly.
You know, because then the IDF can it would look like the IDF was attacking a UN site.
Yes.
But really, it's a UN site, but it's really a bomb making facility or something.
So what's
So then, yeah, you can make a right here.
Oh,
Yeah, and then
this is all new.
yeah,
Or newer.
newer. Yeah, and then you just make a left up here, like the first
I'm
left.
gonna go in because I have to use the link.
Okay, perfect. Even better. Even better.
You gonna wait the car tag?
I can go in the public so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be quick too. So
Yeah, don't worry.
now this here used to be all Jewish, but now, but for about 10 or 15 years, it was a lot of Spanish and then a lot of Haitian. Now it's starting to be Jewish again because on 10th Avenue you have a lot of modern Orthodox, and there's more and more and more. So now it's starting to become very Jewish and Catholic again.
Should we park here?
Sure. Yeah.
I have a hand.
Oh, you do? Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I do.
So, and there's a temple here also, the Skylake Temple, but I think they want to knock it. They bought all the old Jewish houses, like the old the houses the temple initially owned, and sold back. I think they're going to build a humongous temple though, because I think this one's too small now. So,
I'm dropping you off. Give you a 5.
okay.
Okay. Okay, let's go.
Well,